This tutorial covers questions like the one below and uses furry moles to help explain the calculations. Example question: 3 decimeters cubed of sulfuric acid of an unknown concentration reacts with 6 decimeters cubed of 5 moles per decimeter cubed sodium hydroxide. What is the concentration of the sulfuric acid? At the end of a day, mole parents come to a 5 decimeter cubed swimming pool to take their children home. The swimming pool contains 4 mole children per decimeter cubed. Let's have a look at this. This is showing 4 mole children per decimeter cubed. As we have 5 pools, it will be 5 times the volume and 5 times the number of moles. Each mole parent can pick up 2 children, so 1 for each hand. Before coming to collect the mole children, all the mole parents can be found in a 5 decimeter cubed spar pool. What is the concentration of mole parents in the spar in moles per decimeter cubed? The first stage is we need to work out how many mole children are present. We have 4 moles for every decimeter cubed, and as we have a 5 decimeter cubed pool, it will be 4 times 5, giving us a total of 20 mole children. So now we've worked out there are 20 children moles, we need to work out how many mole parents there are in the 5 decimeter cubed spar pool. As each parent has 2 hands, each parent can take home 2 mole children. So there is a ratio of 1 parent mole to 2 children moles. So if we use this ratio, 20 children moles divided by 2 gives us the fact that there are 10 parent moles. What is the concentration of mole parents in moles per decimeter cubed? The next stage is we have 10 mole parents in 5 decimeters cubed. So the next question we need to ask ourselves is, what is the concentration of mole parents in the spar in moles per decimeter cubed? So we take the number of moles and divide it by the volume, 5 decimeters cubed, to give us 2 moles per decimeter cubed. This next question is without graphics and starting to make it look a little bit more like the sort of question you get in chemistry. What is the concentration of parent moles in a spar in moles per decimeter cubed? The question states a 3 dm cubed spar has enough parent moles to transport all the moles in a 6 decimeter cubed pool containing 5 child moles per decimeter cubed. Firstly, we calculate the number of moles of children. Why moles of children? It's whichever one we know a concentration for and a volume for. And in the question it states it has a concentration of 5 moles per decimeter cubed and a volume of 6 decimeters cubed. So 6 decimeters cubed times by 5 moles per decimeter cubed gives us 30 moles of children. We now need to work out how many parents are present, and as each parent mole can pick up 2 children, there's going to be half the number of parent moles. So 30 divided by 2 gives us 15 parent moles. The questions ask us the concentration of parent moles in a spar in moles per decimeter cubed. So we have 15 moles, 15 parent moles in 3 dm cubed. So 15 divided by 3 gives us 5 parent moles per decimeter cubed. Let's look at this visually. Reading through the question, it says there are 5 moles per decimeter cubed. Here we have our little 5 moles per decimeter cubed. It also states in the question it's a 6 decimeter cubed pool, so this means it will be 6 times the volume. Here we have our 5 moles per decimeter cubed with a total of 6 decimeter cubed of solution, so this will give us a total of 30 moles. We've also got a ratio of 1 parent mole to every 2 children moles, so for every 2 children moles we can say there's a parent mole associated with them. And for these ones on the end, these little 3 on the end, these pair up with these 3 here and these 3 parents here. So we have 15 parent moles, and it states that the 15 parent moles are in a 3 decimeter cube pool, so it contains 5 parent moles per decimeter cubed. What is the concentration of a solution of sulfuric acid, given that 3 decimeters cubed of the sulfuric acid neutralizes 6 decimeters cubed of sodium hydroxide of concentration 5 moles per decimeter cubed? If we know a volume and a concentration for a substance, we can work out how many moles of that substance are present. So we can work out the number of moles of sodium hydroxide. Volume times concentration, 6 decimeters cubed, multiplied by 5 moles per decimeter cubed, gives us 30 moles of sodium hydroxide present. Sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide will always react together in the same ratio. I'll give you the equation, and we'll cover in a different tutorial how you would remember or work out this equation. From the equation we can see 1 mole of sulfuric acid reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. Each mole of sulfuric acid can react with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. So there is a ratio of 1 mole of sulfuric acid to 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. Thus, if we have 30 moles of sodium hydroxide, they will all react with 15 moles of sulfuric acid. We can now calculate the concentration of sulfuric acid in the conical flask. So there are 15 moles in 3 decimeters cubed, so 5 moles per decimeter cubed. 250 centimeters cubed of sodium hydroxide reacts with 500 centimeters cubed of 0.1 moles per decimeter cubed sulfuric acid. What is the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution? Stage 1 is to work out the number of moles present in the substance with known concentration and volume. We have a volume and a concentration for the sulfuric acid, so what is the number of moles of sulfuric acid in moles? Moles is equal to concentration times volume in decimeters cubed. Here we have a volume in centimeters cubed, so we'll need to divide it by 1000, convert it to decimeters cubed before we use it. So 0.1 times by 500 divided by 1000 gives us 0.05 moles. Stage 2, we need to write the equation for the reaction. 2 moles of sodium hydroxide react with 1 mole of sulfuric acid to form 2 moles of water and 1 mole of sodium sulfate. Stage 3, we need to work out the number of moles of sodium hydroxide which the sulfuric acid would react with. If we look at the molar ratio from the equation, 1 mole of sulfuric acid will react with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, and if we have 0.05 moles of sulfuric acid, it will react with 0.05 times 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, so 0.01 moles of sodium hydroxide. Stage 4, we need to work out the concentration of the substance with unknown concentration. Concentration is equal to moles divided by volume. So again, we take our number of moles and divide by our volume, again making sure we convert centimeters cubed to decimeters cubed, and we get a concentration of sodium hydroxide of 0.4 moles per decimeter cubed.